Hi, I'm Brent MacIntosh. I'm the team leader at the MacIntosh Group at RE/MAX River City, and this is my monthly market update. It's now November 2022, after obviously a really pleasant October weather-wise. November has come in with a vengeance. That's why I'm inside recording today in my studio rather than outside in the frigid temperatures. I have the latest numbers from the Edmonton Real Estate Board, and it's not surprising what's happened to our market with the recent hikes to the prime interest rate here in Canada. Let's start with single-family homes. There were 1,530 new single-family listings in October. That's a few more than average, but the big number, however, is the year-to-date listings. We're at around 20,000 single-family homes listed so far here in 2022, and that's about 1,500 or 2,000 more than previous years. There were 869 sales in October. That's down from October of 20 and 21. That's more like a number that we were seeing in 2018 or 2019. In 20 and 21, we had over 1,100 sales in each of those Octobers, and this past month only 869. The single-family median price is now $420,000. And that's down from September by $10,000. In September, it was $430,000. But we're still a tiny bit higher than a year ago. Last October, the median price was $415,000. And then we saw it rise in January. It went to $420,000. So we're actually at the exact same median price today as we were in January. Our market peaked in February and March. We went up to $460,000 in February, $468,000 in March, and then it's been coming down ever since. When we look at condominiums, there have been 10,581 condos listed so far in Edmonton in 2022. That's about the same as last year at the same time. There have been 5,786 sales. That's up about 800 sales compared to last year. The median sales price for condos in September was $195,000, and it held for October. It's still at $195,000. A year ago, that number was $200,000, and in 2020, that number was $215,000. So we've actually seen a 10% drop in the median price for condominiums in the past 2 years. The biggest reason? Rising condo fees. Every single time that the condo fees go up, essentially the values go down so that it's the same cost for the buyer purchasing that property. What's happening in the acreage world? Well, I will tell you, because acreages took off during the pandemic as everybody was fleeing the city and wanting space. It's been okay, and so we're looking at about the exact same amount of acreages that have been listed year after year after year. So we're looking at about 1,900 is that number, and that's a fairly consistent number for the past 5 years. There have been just over 1,000 sales, and that's down a little bit from last year, where at this time we had already had 1,275 sales. Last year was the biggest acreage sale year ever for the Edmonton Real Estate Board. But when we look at those 1,000 sales, that's up quite a bit still from pre-pandemic levels, where we used to sell about 700 acreages by this time each year. The median value is sitting right around the $600,000 mark. That's down a little bit from last year. Last year it was at $640,000, but it's up quite a bit from pre-pandemic levels. Acreage median price used to be in the low 500s, so we're still quite a bit higher for that. We're often asked, is this a good time to buy or sell? The answer is yes. If you're a buyer, especially first home buyers or investors, I can't think of a better time of year to buy. This is when prices typically hit their lowest. So whatever you buy in the next 60 days is going to be worth more. Why do I say that? Because almost every single year, prices go up in the spring. So something you buy here in November or December is going to be worth more in March or April. If you're a seller, why would now be a good time to sell? Well, inventory. This is when inventory actually is at its lowest. So rather than waiting till the spring when inventory is going up, sometimes it might be better to sell your property when you're competing with a lot less sellers. If you know anyone who's thinking about buying or selling, or if you'd like a complimentary market evaluation, we're never too busy. You can reach us directly, 780 464-0075 or find us on the web, macintoshgroup.ca. Thanks so much for watching. See you next month.